This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. We all get run down at times, feeling fatigued and achy. Some people in the Heartland feel like that the most of the time and have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Dr. Puckett from Complete Family Medicine is here this morning to tell us more about it. How are you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
So we were just talking about this during commercial break. We've all heard of it, but a lot of us aren't aware of what it is. So explain what fibromyalgia is.
Well, fibromyalgia is a chronic condition. It affects about 5 million Americans, actually. And it has symptoms that have somewhat eluded us and been somewhat vague. Muscle aches, joint aches, fatigue are the primary hallmarks. Sleep disturbances. Those are some of the primary symptoms of fibromyalgia. Now, one of the interesting things about fibromyalgia, unlike many other conditions, it doesn't actually cause muscle to break down or die, or to have even any damage. So there's no long-lasting damage. It's just those chronic symptoms that persist.
So how does a doctor go about diagnosing somebody with fibromyalgia?
Well, the first thing is a good history and physical, and trying to rule out anything else that might masquerade or act like fibromyalgia. So to a certain degree, fibromyalgia is a diagnosis of exclusion. We do have some questionnaires and some criteria that help us narrow down. And then the American Rheumatologic Society has actually identified 18 pain points in your body where if you and I were poked in certain places, we would notice pressure, but people with fibromyalgia may have very intense pain at those points.
Okay, so you just said that, obviously it doesn't break down joints or bones or anything. So, is it really real?
It is. It used to be something that, because of its vagueness, that even modern medicine wasn't sure. But there have been some well-defined theories about what causes this, and most scientists think that it has something to do with nerve pain regulation mishap. And so we still don't understand the whole scoop, but we're learning more. And like I said, modern medicine has recognized it as a true condition.
And when we talk about this, there's a lot of, diseases or symptoms out there that are chronic. And is somebody at a greater risk? Like, do females get it more than men? Do older people get it more than younger people? Kind of explain who's at risk.
Yeah, women ages 21 to 60 are kind of at the prime risk. And women, for some reason or another, are about 10 times more likely to develop fibromyalgia than their men counterparts. It can affect all ages and all walks of life, however.
All right, and do we know what causes it by any chance?
We don't really know exactly what causes it. Something to do with the way the nerves carry pain signals, and how that all gets regulated in the body is we're doing lots of research to try to figure it out, because if we could figure out exactly where the cause is, we might be able to more specifically target treatment.
All right, now let's go and talk about treatment. Is there any treatment out there for it right now?
Yeah, there are. There are 3 FDA-approved medications specifically for fibromyalgia. Medicine called Lyrica, which is a nerve pain modulating medicine, and then 2 SNRIs, which are they sound like a depression medicine, and they do help with that, but their primary endpoint is to help with pain also, Cymbalta and Savella. So there's 3 FDA-approved treatments there, and then diet and exercise are also important roles.
So what are some other things that trigger it?
Yeah, really cold, really humid conditions can trigger it. If you're doing too much physical exercise or too little physical exercise, if you've got fibromyalgia, it's really important that you keep moving. Stress and then poor sleep. Not getting enough sleep can be a real trigger for a fibromyalgia flare.
Now, does it get better over time, or do you kind of just deal with it?
Well, with treatment, it can go into full remission even in some folks, but it can be something that relapses and recurs, or it can be consistent at a very moderate level for the rest of your life.
All right, and then what can somebody do if they are concerned that they might have fibromyalgia?
Seeing their primary care provider, discussing it with them, doing some blood tests and other things to rule out other conditions that might look like it, and then discussing a treatment plan. And then everyone who thinks that they have any sort of chronic fatigue or chronic pain, eating right, trying to eliminate some of the proposed triggers out of your diet, like artificial sweeteners and MSG and gluten, and there's a whole variety of different theories out there. And then again, getting that right amount of exercise.
Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at heartlandconnection.com. We'll also link up Dr. Puckett's information with Complete Family Medicine. Thank you so much for coming on.
Awesome, thank you.
And we'll be right back.